Gonna wait for this clock, because you know we always beat it. Beat the clock. Beat the clock. What's up, Mark? Good morning, NYC. And without any further ado, let's try to see if we're gonna get this clock on time this morning, y'all. We've been patient all week. Zoom, 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 and bing. I guess not. One more time. Bing. Pull up. Yes, and we gotta wake up those pores. Oh, that's right, that's right, that's right. Oh, I swear to you, I don't know about y'all, but this feels good to me every morning. My fingertips be a little cool. I'm a warm person. So yeah, this really feel what you won't do. Do for love. You tried everything and you won't give up. Yes, that's right. We turned up. Why? Because it's Sunday the 25th. That's right, y'all. 2025. I'm your host, Bugatti NYC, and here's our bottom line, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that and that, where we be talking about this and that and that and this and this and that. Just got me pissed. Yes, yes, yes. We made it another day. That's right. It's our bottom line. It's your boy Bugatti NYC, and like I always tell you guys, you could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you. So that's right, everybody, pull up, get your coffee, get your tea, or if you call it coffee from another state, it's all good. But whatever you do, wherever you're from, it's Purple Sunday. It's Purple Sunday, y'all. Purple Sunday. It's Purple Sunday. It's Purple Sunday. So y'all know what it is. Everybody who's wearing y'all purple co-host t-shirts, salute to you all right now. If you haven't, y'all already see that y'all can go ahead and pick those up as soon as y'all feel like doing that. But yes, I got a lot going on today because the clip is so full. We've been stacking this thing since about 4 o'clock. We slept a little over yesterday because yesterday we did the spotlight, plus we had to keep on doing pooling for this morning's show. So without any excuses or whatever, we made it. No matter what, we still made it. We're on time, and that's all that matters because it's our bottom line this morning. Right, guys? I want to make sure that we're giving everybody the proper due, proper shout outs. So always, like I say, always, please make sure that when you chime in, you're letting us know where you're chiming in from, because I myself personally, I like to go look at your state, your city, or your country and see what's going on there. Because when we do that, we all have a great conversation and we keep on moving forward, you guys. That's how we keep the show flowing and we keep the comments on point. I want to see who's in the building, giving you guys a chance to stack that deck before we go ahead and get into the clip and do those thumbnails. So let me get on over there and let's get that taken care of so I can say good morning to, we got Daniel up in here with that glove. Sup, Fox Zoloff. Okay, we got Batty up in here with that glove. Good morning, Kendra. Kendra, I see you guys up in here this morning. Okay, who else? We got Fox Chasers up in here. Haha. Kendra says Grand Rising from VA. Okay, who else up in this building? Okay, Zoloff, I meant nobody. What else we got? Batty Lynn. We got, okay, Daniel. Okay, hey, what's up, Bugatti? What's up, Daniel? We got Gonzalez. What's good, Bugatti? San Diego in your house. Rebecca, good morning from Grand Rapids, Michigan. What's up, Rebecca? Good morning, love. Good morning from Detroit with Batty Lynn. We got Mark Dorfman, as always, stepping in from New York. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Ain't no way I'm gonna be able to hit no Alicia Keys note, so that's the best I can do for you guys. But yes, I want to say I'm so glad that you guys are here with me early this morning. We got to turn that energy up. Thank you for this right here, because it bloop, 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 makes me stronger so I can keep on moving on longer. Think about it like this. what else would you be doing if you're not here right now? That's right, you guys. I want to make sure that we're covering these topics. We got follow-up, breaking news, we got Trump talk, we got tariffs. We got a whole lot to get into this morning. So I'm just ready to go. You guys let me know if you see anything out of place, anything with the audio, whatever it is, my co-host, please, you guys, let's stay on topic this morning so that we can flow and we can get it up out of here. Okay, you guys, say what's up to each other. Got the information going on for the Discord. So by today or tomorrow, Our Bottom Line is going to have Our Bottom Line Discord. Ah, yes, that's right, you guys. That's right. I'm so happy I figured it out. So now what are we going to do? We're going to stop playing around. I got a lot in the clip. So let me get into this thumbnail. Let's go for it. Let's go. What do we have here this morning? We have Trump, billions to Harvard. How ridiculous is that? And you see his face. It's like this. Probably some of our best artwork that we've done, even with the broken iMac. You got to give whoever the graphic guy is a nice pop on his collar. Yes, that's probably one of the best titles and the best thumbnails that we had all along, all year, you guys. So yes, give that a shout out as well. Now we got to keep on moving forward. RFK Jr. says 1 million illegal migrants are receiving Medicaid. Didn't know that. I didn't know anything about that until I did my research and we found the clip. So we're going to get into that as well. And last but not least, what do we have? We've got, was there a major cover-up and scandal during the Biden office term? As you guys know, the auto pen has been talked about. There's so much scandal coming out since the release of the book. Yes, we've been following this up. We are getting into more information, more things that's happening. They're trying to say that Biden was not even cognitive enough to even be able to be the president. So who was the president? Was it Jill? Was it Kamala? We don't know, but everything is starting to come out because they're peeling the onion back, and now we're finding out from the sources. We got a lot to get into, you guys. We're going to stack 4 videos so that we have something to talk about, and then I'm going to be right back to the comments. But again, what am I going to say, you guys? You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to say. First thing I'm going to say here is what? Make sure you're chiming in and letting me know where you're chiming in from. Also, let's get into this right here. We're going to get into the Oval Office conversation. You guys are going to have to work with me on this because this was a long clip. This clip is 12 minutes and 24 seconds. We never do that. I'm going to play part of the beginning, and then we got to get to a timestamp. I'm going to keep on going after that, just explaining what's going to happen, and let's get into it. Hope you guys had a good evening. It's Sunday now, so I know some of you guys are getting ready for work tomorrow.
Questions for these brilliant people? They are brilliant people, actually.
I have a question for you, Mr. President.
Mr. President, on nuclear, sir. A lot of the concern over the years that's held the nuclear industry back has been about safety. Are you satisfied with those safety concerns?
Yeah, we are. It's become it's become very safe, and a tremendous work's been done on that, more than anything else, and it's really the automatic shutoffs. There's so many different things that they have now that they would have never had. You know, my uncle was a great nuclear person years ago, and that was a different, if you would have asked that question, probably it would have been a much different answer. But they have tremendous shut-off power and other powers that, and it's very redundant, as I understand it, like at a level that nobody's ever seen before. So it's safe. And we're going to do a lot of the small ones, and we're going to do some of the big ones. But yeah, very safe and clean.
Mr. President,
let's keep it on this for a little while. Let's keep it on the nuclear, and then if you want to ask something else, which you might, we'll do that.
On nuclear, Mr. President.
Yeah, please.
What do you say to folks who are concerned that speeding up licensing or even doing fuel reprocessing raises safety and proliferation?
Yeah, we're going to get it very fast, and we're going to get it very safe, and we're going to get the people in and out. And they're going to do plants. In many cases, they'll do 3 or 4 smaller ones and put them together. That's what France has done. France has done a good job of this for years. And they, as I understand it, they had basically one plan. And if they needed more, they'd do 3 or 4 or 5 of them. I don't know, we have to go that far, but you know, there's something about building one big one. But we'll build the big ones too. We're going to have, I think I would say we'll be second to none, right? Because we're starting very strong. But it's time. It's time for nuclear, and we're going to do it very big. Yeah, please.
Mr. President, what about the European Union? You said that negotiations are going nowhere. Where are the kind
They're
of
just
points
very
where
slow moving. I've been saying to everybody, they've treated us very badly over the years. It was formed in order to hurt the United States, in order to take advantage of the United States, and they've done that. We have a big deficit with them. They sell millions and millions of cars, as you know, Mercedes and BMW and Volkswagen and many others, and we were restricted from restricted from selling cars into the European Union, which is not nice. And I just said it's time that we play the game the way I know how to play the game. You know, they've taken advantage of other people representing this country, and they're not going to do that any longer. Yeah.
Mr. President, you are a deal maker.
All right, you guys, that's a little bit on tariffs right there, but we got more in the clip on tariffs, so we're going to move up to right here.
Are you considering stopping other universities besides Harvard from...
This is about Harvard right here. They're asking him, is he considering stopping the funding for schools? This is one of our topics right here.
Yeah, it's lucky it is, right? Okay, let's go.
Are you considering stopping other universities besides Harvard from accepting foreign
Well, we're
students?
taking a look at a lot of things, and as you know, billions of dollars has been paid to Harvard. How ridiculous is that? Billions. And they have $52 billion as an endowment. They have $52 billion. And this country's paying billions and billions of dollars and then gives student loans and they have to pay back the loans. So Harvard's going to have to change its ways. So are some others.
Mr. President, on that note, a lot of CEOs in the United States, big companies, are for it. What is that going to do?
I'm fine with that. No, I'm fine with that. No, we want to do that. We're actually going to be doing something in the near future that's going to make it possible for people to come into this country and come in and, you know, have a road toward citizenship. And I think it'll be very exciting, but it's too soon to speak.
Probably talking about that gold card. We got to keep it moving, y'all. What are we talking about right here? Talking about tariffs a little bit. We talked about Harvard, right? Now, I know you guys, y'all love talking about the money, 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 money. So we're going to keep on going because we got some updated information on Walmart, right? Remember they said, eat those tariffs? Trump told Walmart to eat the tariffs. As of yesterday, I did a little bit of research and we found out that Walmart has already raised the prices. They were doing this little panorama photos shot of what was being raised. The little box of cheese like this, the little package now, the Kraft cheese, the singles, they're now like $4.98. It was just crazy. Packages of the little rolls and stuff like that were $10. Ridiculous price increases, you guys. So what's going on here? We've got the secretary here that's going to be explaining things right here. Treasury Secretary Bessent. He's going to be explaining that Walmart will be eating some of the tariffs after announcing price hikes. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. All of these stores are gouging right now and they're taking us for a real serious ride. We got to hold on right now. And I'm telling you guys, I don't know how long we're going to be able to because it's getting crazy. Got to keep on moving forward here. Check this out. Anybody know anything about the Walmart increases? If anybody's been shopping this week, if anybody saw anything that I just explained, please say something in the comments. If I'm BSing, if I'm wrong, please tell me about that too. Want to keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to get into this because you guys, this is what's important right now.
Says it will start raising prices on its consumers, Mr. Secretary, as early as this month due to the tariffs. Now, President Trump out with a very stern warning on social media saying Walmart, quote, should eat the tariffs, adding the company made far more than expected last year. Is the president asking American companies to be less profitable?
I was on the phone with Doug McMillon, the CEO of Walmart, yesterday, and Walmart is, in fact, going to, as you describe it, eat some of the tariffs that just as they did in 18, 19, and 20. The other thing, though, that we are seeing that Doug passed along to me, that with their consumer, the single most important thing is the gasoline price. And gasoline prices have collapsed under President Trump. So we are seeing that. The other thing that will happen, that is a direct tax cut for consumers. Then the transportation costs are also a big input. So let's see what happens. What you were describing was Walmart's earnings call. The other thing that companies have to do, they have to give the worst case scenario so that they're not sued. So, I think overall we are seeing a decline in services, inflation, and we saw inflation come down for the first time in 4 years.
Well, in my conversation with former Vice President Mike Pence, he says he sees tariff as a tax. How far, Mr. Secretary, is the president, is the administration willing to go to prevent CEOs from increasing prices?
Well, I think what we are hearing here is that people are saying tax increases are inflationary. That when I was testifying before Congress last week, one of the congressmen said that, and I said, well, Congressman, if taxes are inflationary, let's cut taxes. So let's get this tax bill done, bring down taxes, which according to this line of thinking should be disinflationary.
But
All right, guys. We got to keep on moving forward. We know we don't rip clips excuse my French. We don't keep on going in on the clips like that. Especially when it's about topics like that, because now we got to get into other situations. Absolutely out of control. Yes, Trump is blasting the new court order because he's been trying to send back illegal immigrants to various countries. I haven't even heard about some of these countries as far as the last week, because as you know, they've been very quiet about the countries. I'm going to come to the comments. I want to know if you guys have been to Walmart this week. Do you see any increases in what categories? Because they're basically trying to say in some categories you're going to see price increases and in other areas you may not. But I want to get into this clip right here. I got 2 more that I owe you guys, 1 more after this. And then I'll come to the comments because we got to keep on going. That's right. Absolutely out of control. We want to talk about these court orders and issues going on with different deportations in other areas. Let's go.
Myanmar, Laos, and Vietnam to South Sudan against their will. A federal judge stopped him, and now Donald Trump is on the attack. Quote, the judges are absolutely out of control. They're hurting our country, and they know nothing about our particular situations or what they're doing, and this must change immediately. Hopefully, the Supreme Court of the United States will put an end to the quagmire that has been caused by the radical left. Joining us now, managing editor once again at The Bulwark and MSNBC contributor Sam Stein. Susan Glasser is still with us. All right, Sam, sending these migrants to a third country against their will, it's never been attempted before, but Donald Trump is trying to justify this by claiming that these migrants are criminals, they're the worst of the worst, but we, again, haven't seen evidence of this. If they are the worst of the worst, why are we not seeing that evidence? Why would they not want to put that out there?
That's a great question.
Can I just fix the word that you didn't add? Illegal migrants. Now let's go.
In this case, I think 2 things are happening. One is they did this already, obviously, with El Salvador, and there's been ample reporting that shows that they sent people who were actually innocent or not guilty of a crime, people who they were not supposed to send to El Salvador. And it's obviously created the quagmire that Donald Trump is complaining about right now. And I think in this case, what they've done is something a little bit more cynical, which is they've taken some fairly, clear-cut cases where there are deportation orders, and they basically sent them to Sudan against the court order in order to create a political predicate that they could then use to hammer against the judges. But in the end, it's the same issue. And this is it's funny that Trump blames this quagmire on the judges because it's a quagmire of his own creation. He's defying judicial orders. He is not obeying orders that he observed minimum due process and habeas corpus rights that the Supreme Court has already put in place. And he's trying to test the boundaries of what the legal system will allow. And so for him to blame it on anyone but himself is erroneous, frankly.
Okay. I like that. I like that analogy. That's cool. You guys can have your own opinions. And guess what? Sometimes people may do things to start a fire on the situation so that it can come to court, so that it can be viewed possibly to be changed and to move forward. I told you guys, sometimes you got to break a leg, you got to break something in order to heal it. That's right. You all already know, no pain, no gain. We're going to keep on moving forward. I owe you guys 1 more clip before I come to the comments. Please make sure we're staying on topic. I got to give you guys this one right here as this former NYPD inspector. Yes, we're everywhere right now. We're going everywhere right now. We got this NYPD inspector who's going to basically talk about the decline in the New Orleans jailbreak, how this normally happens, and explain kind of like what's going on right now with Orleans, the jailbreak, how there's always someone that assists the people in getting out. It's not even that easy all the time. Someone on the outside knows. So that's why all of these other people, the tentacles, are being arrested. We got 5 more people that's on the run right now that still have not been apprehended. So yes, let's get a little bit of knowledge of how this goes down on the other side.
Let's bring in Fox News contributor and former NYPD inspector, Paul Morrow. Paul, welcome.
Thank you.
So let's start in New Orleans. What's striking to me is the help that these guys apparently had breaking out of jail and the assistance they apparently have received since they've been on the run. What's your assessment of that case?
Well, prisoner escapes always have help, either inside or outside, or potentially both. In this case, it looks like they had both. So no surprise there. The delayed processing of the crime scene, the escape scene, is really unfortunate because according to all of the reporting, that panel could only have been removed from the outside corridor, which means that somebody who was involved, or more than one person, removed it and potentially left fingerprints, DNA, et cetera. So that just compounds what looks to be a bad issue. But just to unpack it a little further, let's remember, these were heavy predicate felons. Some of them awaiting trial. They were moved from maximum security to minimum security. And in this minimum security area, there was only 60% staffing. And this prison, this facility, was under federal oversight. There's a federal consent decree. My point is, it's very badly managed, quite clearly. And the inclusion of the federal government and a monitor, a federal monitor that the citizens of New Orleans have to pay, really didn't help very clearly. There needs to be another solution here. These federal consent decrees are being undone by executive order, thanks to President Trump. This is a long time coming. But I think somebody, the governor, somebody down there has got to get their arms around this because very clearly this is an ongoing issue.
I worry about this because we have issues of weakness in our jail system, in our correctional facilities in New York City, at New York State, at that level, because as you guys know, there was strikes a couple of months ago, people walking off, and then when it strikes, that means less security and more opportunities and possibilities for something like that to happen. Why do we play that clip? That's why. I'm in the comments. That's all 4. We got a lot to talk about. Let's go. What y'all got for me? Okay, let's go. What y'all got for me over here? I see your numbers, Kendra. Shane says, you think free means anyone's welcome? No, no, no. Where are you, Canada? Okay, come on. Likes and double tap that screen, Kendra said. What else y'all got? Harley says, this is a legal process built into coming to the land of the free. Okay, what else you guys got for me over here? Y'all got Pop at Rap said hi, whatever. Weird TX says, just like a Mexican citizen has more rights in Mexico over me, not being a citizen when I used to visit back when Latinos cared about making their countries free. Okay, what else you guys got for me? John LaFortune says, how can we complain about illegal immigrants when we advertise the whole world we're the land of the free? And how is it a free country? That was crazy right there, John. Drop a bomb for John right there. Boom! That was a good one. That was a good one right there. Okay, deliberate hand movements. Okay, thank you, Zolas. That's the way I talk. I talk with my hands. That's how I was raised. Demonstrous. God bless Donald Trump. What else you got? George Johnson says all of these rights they're speaking of is for American citizens. Okay, Fox Chase says, where's the proof? You're a furry. Okay, I am. Bang! I don't even like the way you talk. You don't even need to be on this platform. Get some fat on your brain. Weird TX says, when they don't know English, that's one indicator. Okay, Mark Dorfman says that the only thing that Walmart executives are eating is steaks and lobsters. Are you kidding me? Thank you. Furry Scott says, where's the proof of them being illegal? I think you already out of here. George says, if they don't have the papers, send them out of here. Furry Scott says, are they illegal? Okay, Weird TX says they came into the country against our will illegally. Just saying. That's the part that I'm talking about, because they keep on forgetting to talk about that part. Once you come across the border, when all of those people were walking in those caravans and we were like this, the people that were nervous were biting our nails, and they were looking at us like this with the middle finger up. Huh, we're coming to get your resources. We come into those sanctuary cities. We got our kids, and even if we don't, we're gonna pick up one of these kids and say that they're ours, and we're gonna take full advantage of you guys. And when we get over there, it's gonna be HELL hockey sticks to get us out of there. And that's what we're dealing with right now. Millions of people over here that shouldn't be in the country, taking from the resources of the American citizens. That's the one thing that I will say. And let me get this clear right now, because we got some new people in here, and we always do. I am not a Republican. I am not a Democrat. I am not an independent. I am a human being. That's why we made this platform, because every time I went to a platform and said something that a human being might want to say, they didn't want me over there. So we made a platform where everybody can come to, have debates and forum just like that. The way that you guys are kicking that information up, that's why you're able to, because we made this platform so that everyone can get their voice out. Once you have debate, there's communication. And then there's a possibility of moving forward and coming through with a good decision and possibilities, you guys. That's why we do what we do. So you guys can calm down. We play MSNBC, we play Fox, we play everything for everybody, because we want to stay well-rounded. The opinions and the titles that are going on over here have nothing to do with the host. If I feel a certain way about a person, whether it's a Democrat, independent, or Republican, I will voice that. And I do I get my perception and my ideas and my final assessments from common sense and basic bottom line values. That's just the type of person that I am. So I hope you guys understand that, because we got a lot more in the clip. We got to keep on moving forward. You guys, what do we have here? No one in America believes this doctor. Allegedly, they're trying to really come at Biden, the administration. You know, this book has been coming out. You guys know about what's been going on with this book. The administration crumbled, and now everybody's talking about his cognitiveness. How is it possible for the former president to be able to hold down the position? They're basically really coming at the past administration. Let's get into this, you guys. I got some new information coming up. And
on the alleged cover-up of President Joe Biden's health decline, pushing for testimony from his doctor who claimed Biden was in tip-top shape while in office.
I love that. He's got some answers.
Yeah.
You gotta give us some answers. Madeline Rivera live in Washington with these very interesting details. Good morning, Maddie.
Good morning, guys. So it appears House Republicans are largely picking up the investigation into former President Biden's mental and physical fitness right around where it stopped last year. The House Oversight Committee had subpoenaed 3 White House aides and requested a transcribed interview with Biden's doctor, Kevin O'Connor, last year. The panel accused the White House of obstruction. Chairman James Comer now has letters out to the same group of people demanding they appear for transcribed interviews.
We're bringing the doctor in because the doctor was the one that said that Joe Biden was competent, that he was at the top of his game, that he was a picture of health. I don't think there's anyone in America, especially anyone with a medical degree, that believes anything this doctor has said about Joe Biden publicly while he was president.
The panel is also looking into Biden's use of the auto pen. Former President Obama has used auto pen in the past, and in 2005, the Justice Department released guidance noting its use is legal, but it has become a key line of attack for Republicans, including the president.
I'm just thinking, as you're saying that, I just said, what about auto pens? Could I use an auto pen? What did Biden do? Did he have an auto pen at the desk?
Nuclear powered.
No, he didn't do events. He used nuclear power. You know, he didn't do events like this, I guess.
As Republicans slam Democrats for...
We're going to keep on moving, because now we're talking about, we got some audio. All of a sudden, we found some audio, some jarring audio that reveals the cover-up. I don't know where we're getting this from, but y'all know how we do it.
No way to explain this as acceptable. Joe Biden was an unmitigated mess. Axios has gotten and now released excerpts of the audio tape from special counsel Hur's interview with President Biden. Remember, Robert Hur's initial report about the former president was that he was an elderly man with a poor memory. Oh my goodness, the audio is so much worse than that description.
And so in these photos, when the file cabinet was here at Chambers Road, what kinds of things were in it?
Everything, I believe, everything from, empty files to I mean, I just had files piled up, I needed a file, to, I don't know what else was in there. I don't know, I don't remember. I didn't.
Okay. Do you have any idea where this material would have been before it got moved into the garage?
Well, if it was 2013, when did I stop being vice president?
2017.
He said, when did I stop being president? He said, so I was vice president. So I must have come to the vice president stuff. That's all I could think of.
That's all I could think of.
Well, this is adding even more fodder to accusations of a wide-ranging cover-up involving Biden's inner circle, Democrats, and the liberal media. Add in now the release of several of those explosive books on the Biden White House, and it's a firestorm that won't go away.
All right, y'all. Y'all know what's going on more than me about this. Y'all been experiencing life. If anything, I mean, if it's in your face and you see somebody fumbling and bumbling, we can feel sorry for that person. But at some point, you gotta wonder, who's really running things? And do you care who is running things? Do you think that that's probably why we're in the condition that we are right now? Do you feel that these people should be brought up on charges if they were really controlling the government, when and Biden wasn't? What do you guys think about this? I'm in the comments right now. Let's go. Darren says Nancy Reagan was. Max J says, will happen to Trump too. Okay, Arnie says Trump. Max J says, like all of us. Harley says they should be charged. Philip says yes. What else you guys got for me? Rebecca says, at Jeanette, yes. So how could he be president? ? Okay, keep on going. Juan Smith says, sounds like a Republican. They always can't remember, or I can't recall. Juan, you funny. Philip says, sharp as a tack. Thank you, Philip. Jeanette says, hi all. Hi, Jeanette. Okay, Arnie says, he's been fried from the start. There you go. Zolov says, what? Well, I did stop being vice president. When did I stop being vice president? He asked them, like, how do you not know? Jeanette says, didn't they also say that he was not able to go to court? That's right. See, Jeanette ain't forgetting nothing. Arnie says, MAGA, we got hands up from ASMR. Everyday Media says, politics is always interesting. Weird says, Trump popular vote. Ha ha. What else? Max J, funny because I have blonde hair and blue eyes and you don't. Bye-bye. Okay, keep on going, you guys. We got Darren that says, what do you do when the executive ignore the law and deports people engaged in illegal processes and seeks asylum? It's creating more illegals. That's right, you guys. Love the way you guys are staying on topic because now you have a perfect forum going down there amongst each other. Thank you for the compliments as well. If you appreciate the content and the way your boy puts this down and the way we get together over here every day, start pooling again at 3 a.m. We hit the button at 6. We continue to keep on going. We call it our bottom line. So what we want to do is get more people over here. How do we do that? You guys hit that like button. YouTube sees the notifications. Boom! All of a sudden, more people starts coming over here because they want to see what's going on. Don't believe me? Look at the comments. And once you see people say, what's going on over here? That's that circle that you created from pressing that button and making that happen. What we're really trying to do. We appreciate and love the tips because we put in a lot of work, so we ain't turning down nothing but our collar. We got on 2, so we good, but we still ain't turning nothing down. So whoever want to feel, a little tippish, a little bit of what we call that, super chattish, let's go for that. Also, right here in the middle, what we got right there, we're going to turn those numbers up and try to get those likes up to get more people over here. We got a lot of people in the building over here, so let's just make the ends justify the means. Appreciate you guys, all the love and everything that you show every single day that we're here. We're dead serious, focused on what we're doing. Again, we try to keep the platform open for everybody. This is not my platform. This is our bottom line. Because if not, guess what? I'd be over here talking to my phone and people be knocking on the door coming to get me, right? And everybody say, oh, we could play those clips ourselves. Why do y'all go over there to watch him play clips? They don't have the community, don't have the people, and don't have the energy that we have. We have a total different ecosystem over here. And that's why I'm going to keep on saying Discord, 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 because we're going to have a Discord by tomorrow. Now let's keep on moving forward, you guys. This is a very serious topic. After we get to this other serious topic right here, which is that super chat from Harley for 50 whole bucks. We look at that like it's 5 million. Harley, thank you so much. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become a member. Harley, you get thumbs up for that. People should just be just like Harley. Thank you so much. I'm not going to go too hard on it, but I really appreciate you guys because we definitely got to get that back in order before the whole thing fry down. That's what it's going to. And also, I hope you guys know we do also every month, we always donate to various charities. Has to be about dogs. When it comes to that, animals, we'd love to donate as well. So you guys, it just doesn't go one way. We share as well. What are we going to do with it? We got to share as well because we love to see the light shined on other people as well. So we thank you for all of your donations, and your super chats are so appreciated. We got to get over to this serious situation right now with this pro-Palestine activist. They're supporting this controversy about Israel, this embassy shooting. These people are, it's getting kind of crazy right now. I didn't really know what was going on when it came down to Israel, Palestine, and what's happening over here with Hamas and everything. I'm not too educated on that point until I started coming here, doing the news every day and seeing what's going on and experiencing it. Now I can see from the process of being a part of it that I can see that the turmoil is very high. There's a lot of energy towards negativity. And as you guys know, that a few days ago, there was 2 people that was pow, and they're no longer here with us anymore. Well, now the rhetoric and the conversation has gone from feeling sad for these people because of what happened more to championing the person that did it. We don't feel that things like that are good. We don't want to turn people like this into, people that we should follow and have people doing the same thing. Let me just get right into this because this is a very serious topic. I do not want to have any sort of opinions to it. Let's just let it go. Let's get into this right now where these pro-Palestine activists are sparking controversy with support for accused Israel embassy staffer shooter.
Pro-Palestine activists on social media showing support for 31-year-old Elias. We're seeing some pro-Palestine activists on social media showing support for 31-year-old Elias Rodriguez. He's accused of killing 2 Israeli embassy staffers at an event at the Capital Jewish Museum.
It just seems like a really normal guy who was very passionate about what was happening in Palestine. I don't know any group of people in the world that have achieved their freedom without violent resistance, unfortunately.
Then they're like, why would you ever do this? That's crazy. That. And I won't say, that I'm glad the guy did it or anything like that. I don't support violence, but let's just be real here.
Other posts go even further, calling Rodriguez a hero. One TikTok user posted a video titled Hero of the Month, and another with a caption that reads, his actions were the language of a world that failed to listen to Gaza's pain. This reminds some of what happened last year when social media users rallied around Luigi Mangione, the man accused of killing the United Health CEO. Ex-Washington Post reporter Taylor Lorenz faced backlash after saying the assassination felt like justice.
I do believe in the sanctity of life, and I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately.
With the increase in anti-Semitism, especially on college campuses across the country this past year, I'm not surprised. I'm disappointed, but I'm not surprised.
At the same time, many Palestinians are rebuking the actions of Rodriguez.
As a Palestinian, do not use the suffering of my people to justify murder.
The question now is whether this trend is here to stay, where support for controversial figures is driven more by shared beliefs than by actions themselves.
Anybody know about this? Have you guys been following it? I know if you've been over here, you know about it. What's your opinions on it? I'm coming to the comments right about Now, what y'all got for me over here? Okay, what y'all got? We got Natalie says he did that for his purpose. Someone is always glorifying these idiots. There you go. Thank you so much for that well thought out comment right there. Philip, what you got? I know how to stop it from happening again. Okay, Harley says he was an unfortunate and a Kool-Aid drinking, jump on a bandwagon cart with no understanding or skin in the game and a murderer. Yes, because I have a question for you guys. His last name is Rodriguez. What the hell you got to do with this, Rodriguez? Am I right or wrong? Let me know. Rodriguez, like, what's going on with you, Roddy? Okay, Harley says correct. And we're going to keep on moving forward with more of these comments. What else you got? Y'all on topic today, boy. Everyday Media says, pretty bad to say that as a reporter. What else you got? Chucky says, an army of Luigi. Okay, what else you got? Oh, that's kind of crazy right there. Max J says 8647. Ooh, Jeanette laughing. You sheep. Someone came up with that term TDS and you went with it. I'm a laughing my ass off, sheep. Okay, Native Sand says war is evil, love evolve. Okay, what else you got? Seriously, ignorance. Infinity, propaganda. Okay, God, I am is my real name. Okay, we're gonna keep on moving forward right now because you guys know that in the Oval Office last week that there was a meeting with the South African president and Donald Trump, right? And of course, they had a little bit of back and forth where they were talking about the Caucasian farmers that were losing their lives, and they were making it a big story, right? And they were talking about it, and basically, you know, when people go home, they have conversations with their people as well, right? So yes, we have the follow-up from what's going on in South Africa and how they feel about that meeting in the Oval Office. So we're going to go over to this clip right here. I know you guys probably remember what happened when Trump showed the videos of the funerals and the cars pulling up to show respect in regards to the loved ones that were lost. I want you guys to see now what's the ramifications from that, from the other side of it. Let's get into this.
To the fallout from President Trump's carefully staged Oval Office ambush of yet another visiting head of state. This time, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. Cameras rolling, Trump confronted him with baseless claims of a genocide against white farmers in his home country.
But you do allow them to take land. No. You do allow them to take land. Nobody can take land. And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them. No, there is nothing happens. There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people. And we have now been utilized. The farmers are not black. I don't say that's good or bad, but the farmers are not black.
There is no such white genocide, and crime against white farmers represents a tiny fraction of the country's overall crime. The scene was reminiscent of Trump's spat with the Ukrainian president, Volodymyr Zelensky, back in February. So, for other world leaders watching from afar, is a diplomatic visit to America, however needed, becoming more of a risk than a boon? Ronald Lamola, South Africa's foreign minister, was...
I appreciate it, but we got it from the president already, so we're going to keep it moving forward. I'm not talking about Trump. I'm talking about the South African president. Don't need to hear about that from you. Your opinions are appreciated, but we got to keep on moving forward. I want to know what you guys have to say about this, if anything. Do you think that the president was wrong? Do you think that certain people get beat up when they go to the Oval Office? Is this reminiscent of what happened with Volodymyr Zelensky? Let's get into it real quick, you guys. Natalie says, so our eyes are lying. What else you got? Arnie says, if you're not American, I don't want to hear your opinion. Woo! Arnie ain't playing, boy. Okay, what else you got? Dot Focus, what's good? Good morning. A lot of Americans choose this Gaza, Palestine, Israel situation because they never fought for anything, and it makes them feel like they are fighting for some for some big, in hindsight, it's not our business. Okay, let's keep it moving. What else you got? LM3, we doing hella better than what would happen if we had Kamala, says LM3. Okay, keep on moving. What we got? Philip says 227 people in the building and we only got 50 likes. Stop playing. Come on, y'all. Let's get those likes up. Even Harley saying, let's get those likes up, y'all. Y'all already see what's going down on over here. We're the #1 show no matter what. So do your boy a favor and let's get that numbers up. Let's get those likes up. Get those likes up. Share, subscribe. Also, we're trying to get our memberships up. So if you don't want to like, go ahead and become a member or subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so that you know every time that we're on. And thank you, because I don't like stopping the videos unless I'm reading you guys' comments. I like to keep the action going because y'all like that too. And I got so much more in the clip. But right now, y'all already know how it is. Every time we ask somebody to give us a like or something like that, they start running. And we like when they do that. Why? Because we take that one big breath and then we boom, bang them with another video and they're not here to see it. Because, oh my God, it costs so much for a like. I can't give them no likes. Let's not give them no likes. It cost me 5 million thou. I can't do it. Come on, y'all. Go ahead and double tap that screen and get those likes up. Small things to giants. Come on, that's a small thing to a giant. You guys are giants. Come on now. Let's double tap that screen to get more people over here. Now, we appreciate that. That comes from myself as well as all the co-hosts. I'm not the only one that's a host here. I just control the videos and I got to keep animated to keep things going. My co-hosts also tell me what to do and they also, boom, get people out of here when they act up. So let's keep on moving, y'all. We got this serious situation going on right here. I want you guys to pay close attention. Seems like our children are being attacked right now. And I'm very serious about this topic right now. You see no smile. We got this father of an 8-year-old who was attacked in a local restaurant. How was she attacked, Bugatti? She was hit over the head with a beer bottle and the man tried to her throat. Luckily, she's okay. Guys, check this out. Very serious situation here. Nothing to laugh about. Whoever did this, the man has been arrested, but you already know what I'm going to say, community. Community, you already know what I'm going to say, right? Community, we don't let him go to jail, right? We don't let him go get locked up, right? We're not supposed to let him get. Okay, let's go, y'all. If y'all appreciate the content, let's go.
She received 19 stitches in her neck and chin area, as well as she had a laceration on their hand that they were able to glue shut.
Tonight, the man allegedly responsible for those serious injuries is behind bars. Nicholas Sansauci is facing multiple charges for reportedly hitting an 8-year-old girl over the head with a beer bottle and then slicing her neck.
The little girl's family says they're still in shock, of course, after all they went through. Let's get over to Alika Medina. Alika, you spoke with the father of the little girl. First and foremost, how is she doing tonight?
Yeah, Tessa, Trevor. Britt and Rose says their 8-year-old daughter is expected to be okay. They say this all still is a shock to them, but they're just relieved the alleged hacker is behind bars.
There wasn't much behind his eyes at that time.
Britt and Rose says he saw Niccolo Sansauci inside Saggio's moments before he allegedly attacked his 8-year-old daughter. That day in April started no different than any other.
We all decided that we were going to go out to eat as a family, and we picked Saggio's. It's a favorite of ours. My daughter asked if my wife would take her to go look at the fountain that's inside of the restaurant, and so they did.
But soon after, he heard his wife yelling.
I heard a loud pop, and then some screaming, and then I could hear my wife yelling, "Stop, stop," as loud as she could over the entire restaurant.
He says that's when 24-year-old Nicholas Sansauci hit his daughter in the head with the beer bottle, then continued to slice her throat. Rose says people inside Saggio stepped in to help before he fought off Sansauci, but it didn't stop there.
Later, after our original altercation, he did stand back up and he pulled out a knife, which at first I thought he was maybe trying to use against me, but quickly I could tell that his attention diverted and he was looking back over towards my daughter. So I wanted to make sure that I could get in between him and her.
Rose says they confronted Sansauci about the incident.
After he got up, he could say is that she got in my way.
The little girl got 19 stitches and is expected to be okay. Rose says he has no words for Sansauci. But District Attorney Sam Bregman says he will make sure he doesn't get away with the crime.
It is so disturbing
The idea that you go to a family pizza parlor and your 8-year-old is attacked.
Bregman says Sansauchi could face many years behind bars if found guilty.
That individual was indicted for first-degree child abuse, aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. He's facing 22 and a half years. And if he's convicted of that child abuse, that's a mandatory 18 years.
Rose says he's thankful his daughter's okay and for the people that stepped in to help his family.
We're going to keep up with this story like we always do. I want to know what you guys got to say in the comments. Be careful what you got to say because I know how y'all are. Certain ones of y'all don't care. And I know how y'all get down. So I'm in the comments right now. I want to know what you guys got to say about this right here. Don't even want to move forward. At Jeffrey, Kendra Walker, what else y'all got? Philip says, dude has to go after a little girl because he wasn't man enough to pick a man. Jeffrey says, good morning. What else we got? Dot Focus says, if found guilty. There you go. Darren Matters says, it's always a certain community committing these acts. We got Max J that says, Lovert, your mama looks like an orc. Okay, what else you got? We got Elizabeth, geriatric Biden lover. Demonetized. They have taken that whole slay queen thing to a stupidity and beyond. Arnie says, ignorant folks. Elizabeth, Trump's fool. L says, at Max J, your mama looks like a, okay, whatever. Natalie says, that look. You see that look in his face? Max J says, it was a Trump voter. Arnie says, is that in Alba crazy? I don't know. You guys let me know. We're going to keep up with the story, though. Daryl says, the boys behind the wall will have fun with him. Demonetized says make mental institutions great again. Max J says the aggressor looks like a Trump voter. What else you guys got for me? Weird TX says the liberals are like, what is a woman and why do you? Okay, what else you got? Stay on topic, please. We're not gonna say nothing if it's not on topic. Albert says, what the F, bro? Okay, Harley, appreciate you. Double tap that screen, you guys, because we got so much more to bring you guys. It's Sunday, but we locked and loaded. #1 show during the 6 o'clock hour, no matter what day it is, our bottom line. We're going to keep it moving forward, you guys. Seattle right now. Come on to the front of the stage. Come on. Seattle, there was some type of protest yesterday. Not too much going on, but the police had to use their bikes to push back crowds. There was it was a multiple arrests going on. Anybody in Seattle? Anybody know about this location? Yes, we had Seattle chime in yesterday. So we had to go find some stuff going on in Seattle. And guess what? There was some late breaking news in Anderson Park. Check it out.
We are following breaking news out of Seattle's Capitol Hill neighborhood, where you're seeing it unfold here, where counter-protesters opposing a religious pro-life group have clashed with Seattle police, and that has led to what you're seeing right here, multiple arrests. Hi, everybody. Glad you're with us on this Saturday. I'm Michelle Esteban. Protesters were pushing back against what is called a May Day USA rally, which the counter-protesters are calling an anti-LGBTQ plus and anti-trans. KOMO's Karina Vargas joins us live with more on the chaos that went down. Still somewhat of an active scene out there. Karina, fill us in.
Yeah, Michelle, this counter-protest turned confrontational when we started seeing some of those counter-protesters throwing things at some of the people here at the May Day USA rally. Police also said that items were being thrown at officers, and we saw multiple people, like you mentioned, getting arrested here today. But behind me, you can see that the May Day event is still going on as well, and you see a lot of the counter-protesters back there. There are now some barricades to kind of prevent them from coming to the May Day event, but we were there the moment that it all broke out. We saw dozens of counter-protesters clashing with police. There were multiple physical clashes, as well as police bikes trying to block the counter-protesters from getting closer to the May Day USA rally. It all started, though, as a counter-protest to the rally taking place at Cal Anderson Park by May Day USA, which is a religious pro-life group that believes in two genders. Those counter-protesters were yelling and making remarks about protecting queer and trans communities, but there's still a lot of questions of exactly exactly what led to the clash. We've also seen several police officers here on scene right now with their riot gear on. But again, police have confirmed that there were multiple arrests, and they also confirmed that no injuries have been reported so far. But we are still working on getting some of those answers on how many arrests have taken place here today, as well as what the nature of those arrests are. We are still waiting from Seattle Police to give us just an update on everything that went out today. But for now, in Cal Anderson Park, Karina.
Yeah, y'all. Anybody know about this Cal Anderson Park situation? Anybody from Seattle? Let me know. Let me know. We're in the comments, y'all. I also want to know, what are your views? What are your views on what they were protesting about? I think I kind of get an idea, but I want you guys to tell me, because you guys are more inquisitive sometimes and you guys know more than me. So I'm gonna just keep it 100. And plus, there might be 4 or 5 people in there that'll bring a good storyline together. So I want to know what you guys think about that situation right there. Okay, Live and Let Live says, CB. Riajo says, got to keep everyone's rights safe. Natalie says, they get money to get out and protest nowadays. Okay. Steven says, the war in Gaza, ? Sam says, more people should protest and be as passionate about what is relevant for one's opinion. Okay, that was a good one right there. Darren says, Arnie, okay, we're gonna keep on moving forward. I can't do personal things. GTG, but it's good to catch up, Gotti. Okay, Philip, you have a good one and God bless. We're gonna keep on moving forward with this show though, because we got a whole bunch of going on. Arnie says, blue-haired loser. Just let people be, says Max J. What else we got up there? We got Darren that said hi. What's up, Darren? Protests are the voices of the unheard. I like that. I like protests, and I like it as long as people are not being harmed behind it. As long as people are not being physically harmed. We're going to keep on moving forward. You guys do me a favor. Y'all appreciate the content. Y'all already know we got exclusive. We got all states, countries. We covering everything over here. Double tap that screen for your boy to let more people know that we over here and get the message out. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications so that you can know when we're on, because we're not on only at 6 o'clock in the morning. Come on, y'all. Let's keep on moving forward, because RFK Jr. says that there is 1 million, y'all ready? 1 million illegal immigrants that's on Medicaid right now, getting Medicaid benefits. What do you guys think about that? 1 million illegal immigrants getting Medicaid. Check this out. Never knew anything about this, but check this out, you guys. I want you to, that's right, we stay informed. When we hear about it, we bring it to you. So that's what we're doing. Let's go.
In Dallas, and here are your top. I'm Christina Ohio in Dallas, and here are your top stories. HHS Secretary RFK Jr. clashed several times during back-to-back congressional hearings with Democrat lawmakers who he says are lying about Medicaid cuts. As Democrats continue to claim cuts being made to eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse from the federal government will result in 13.6 million Americans losing Medicaid, RFK Jr. hit back with facts about the cuts, saying the only people losing Medicaid benefits are those that are obtaining them illegally. He then went on to say 1 million people are claiming Medicaid illegally. 1 million people are collecting Medicaid and Obamacare at the same time, which is illegal. 1 million illegal migrants are collecting Medicaid, taking away benefits, he says, from American citizens. And millions of able-bodied adults on Medicaid who refuse to get a job and don't qualify will be kicked off the program. RFK Jr. asserting that the cuts will only be made to those who are receiving Medicaid illegally. Those who qualify and need Medicaid will still receive it. That's what you need to know in Dallas.
All right, I want to know what you guys think about that. That was some late breaking news. You guys know anything about that? Want to know anything about the migrants, illegal migrants? Is it true? I'm going to have to look into that. I want to know if anything like that is actually going on. And we also got our President Trump, now new president, that silenced his phone a few times during an executive signing. Says it was a bunch of congressmen or whatever, but there was a little bit going on in that meeting. Want you guys to hear that was going on, because you always know you might hear something, one sentence, one thing over here. And yes, we want to know everything that's going on when it comes down to our bottom line. So we queued some information up at some key points. Check this out.
And they have $52 billion as an endowment. They have $52 billion. And this country is paying billions and billions of dollars, and then gives student loans, and they have to pay back the loans. So Harvard's going to have to change its ways. And so are some others.
On that note,
a lot of CEOs in the United States, big companies, are for it. What is that going to do?
I'm fine with that. No, I'm fine with that.
Competitive-
No,
competitive
we want to do that. We're actually going to be doing something in the near future that's going to make it possible for people to come into this country and come in and, you know, have a road toward citizenship. And I think it'll be very exciting, but it's too soon to speak.
Do you think that many students?
I do, but a lot of the people need remedial math. Did you see that? Where the students can't add 2 and 2 and they go to Harvard. They want remedial math and they're going to teach remedial math at Harvard. Now, wait a minute. So why would they get in? How can somebody that can't add or has very basic skills, how do they get into Harvard? Why are they there? And then you see those same people picketing and screaming at the United States and screaming at, you know, they're anti-Semitic or they're something. We don't want troublemakers here. But how do people that can't, when Harvard comes out with a statement that they're going to teach some of their students remedial math, that's basic math, that's not the deal, okay? And
That's not the deal.
in the back.
Are there other countries you're considering shortening the 90-day pause on tariffs for? And then are there specific steps you're looking for the EU to take?
We do. Well, we have a lot of requests, and you know, you don't have the people to handle it. Frankly, everybody wants to make a deal. I'm sure now the European Union wants to make a deal very badly, but they just they don't do it right. They don't go about it right. The other thing they do is they sue our companies all the time. You know, they have suits where their judges, I don't know if they're appointed by them, but they're definitely Europe-centric, and we're not going to stand for it. They won a $17 billion lawsuit for Apple, and I read that case, and that's not a case that should have been won. They're suing other of our companies. They use this as a weapon, but they use it really to raise funds for what they do. It's almost like a fundraising mechanism. So we add that to the fact that they do the non-monetary tariffs and lots of other trading, you would call them trading barriers. They don't take our cars. They don't take our agriculture. They don't take anything, but we take their cars by the millions. And therefore, they have the jobs, they get the money, and we get closed plants. It's not going to happen that way anymore.
Okay, you guys, they got to keep on going right now because, you know, again, got a lot in the clip. And I know you wanted to talk about some money real quick, wanted to know what the opinions were on that because y'all always up to talk about some money. Why? Because it affects you directly right in your pockets. And I know what's going on with that. So I got it. I got you. That's why we came with that one right there. Now we got to go to M-I, crooked letter I, humpback, I, crooked letter I, humpback I, S-S-I. PPI. We're going over to Mississippi, y'all. So anybody from down in Mississippi, we'll need you guys to come on to the front of the stage right now because we got some information on this club owner who refuses this hate crime that's going on against his establishment, right? He said that no matter what, he gonna keep his establishment open and he ain't trying to listen to nobody. Y'all hear me now? Come on, let me show you this clip here so you guys can get some fat on your brain and understand what's going on down in Mississippi. Everybody else that's from Mississippi, come on over here, y'all. I'll show you guys what's going on here down in Mississippi. This guy said he ain't closing this establishment. This fool here should have never messed around in front of his establishment trying to call people the N-word, and he got his butt kicked for what he should have got. And guess what? He got his butt kicked, and that means ain't no way in the world I'm closing my establishment. There we go. We're going to keep on keeping it moving, you guys. We got to go to Mississippi real quick about this quick situation that happened.
Springs business owner is speaking out tonight, telling your news leader the reported beating of a man on Sunday morning had nothing to do with his club. Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Hurst.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Skurlock. The owner of CJ's Lounge wants to set the record straight, he says. The incident sparked local and regional outrage after it was first labeled a hate crime. WRG's Mike Sirianni spoke with the owner and has details.
And I'm saying out of my mouth that I'm not closing. I'm going to continue to exercise my beer license and exercise my privilege license from the city of Holly Springs as long as I stay in compliance with the city ordinance.
This notice from the city was posted after several code violations and following the reported beating of a Caucasian male outside the business early Sunday morning.
I'm not going to go back and forth about black and white. I'm just saying he was belligerent and aggressive and an agitator and got handled by my security.
An issue is what happened involving the subject, seen in this security camera video, wearing brown shorts, a dark t-shirt, and baseball cap, who reportedly used racial slurs against CJ's staff.
When the light came on at 2 o'clock with signals for everyone to exit the property, the party's over, he got upset and got in my security/managers, he got in his face and started saying, derogatory language, using the N-word.
Could he been possibly known as a Ken? We've heard of Karens. So could he possibly would have been a Ken maybe?
Fitzpatrick says the man was escorted out of the lounge, but came back and was aggressive.
That, right?
He was reportedly seen in the parking lot outside CJ's throwing gang signs.
And they said that the guy swung on one of the other guys who was on the parking lot, and that initiated the fight outside, with his clothes being removed and so forth.
Fitzpatrick says to his knowledge, the victim was not beaten with a stick or sexually assaulted, as investigators have suggested. He says what happened is unfortunate, that investigators have not asked to see his video.
To be honest with you, I have to be totally honest. I'm not here to clear up his name. I'm here to clear up mine and my business.
For your news leader in Holly Springs.
So you mean to tell me he got belligerent when they went to close, came back up in the security dude's face, y'all seen him blast through the door. He pushed the dude, the one behind him clocked him, probably sent him down, and they whooped this man out of his clothes. Got to the point where he was outside naked, and they tried to say that it possibly was a naked man getting his butt whooped. They thought it was a SA crime. I don't think he'll be calling anybody the N-word anytime soon, you guys. And it doesn't seem like this gentleman here has any plans of closing his establishment down. What do you guys think about this topic? I'm in the comments. Let's go. Okay, we got Queen of Detroit says, that suit and tie is fire. Thank you so much, Queen. Jeffrey says, FAFO. Miss Mary Jane says, sounds like the guy had it coming. Witch Doctor says, you don't have to go home, but you have to get the hell out of here, Witch Doctor. Arnie says, what a responsible owner. What else you got? Sam says, diabetic meds and North and Z cost $5 prescription. How much does it cost in the USA? Okay, ask those questions. Y'all answer that question right there. Susu says, that's why you stay away from black clubs. Why you even go there? He was the only one in there. Y'all saw that? Darren says, collective bargaining for drug prices. Okay, we're going to keep it moving on. No respect, man. People are foul these days. That's a FUD. Okay, where in the video or recording that proved that he used the N-word though? We didn't hear it. We don't know. All we know that he did come back in the club, got in the guy's face, and he pushed him with the double hand force. As he was pushing with the double hand force, there was somebody that was there available to pow to that facial and make him go to the ground, thereby knocking him out, thereby rendering him unconscious. Then after that, everything was just off to the races. We're going to keep on moving forward because anybody ever go to Checkers? Yeah, Checkers. Checkers, not the game Checkers, but Checkers. Sadly, we got a situation where a Checkers employee pows a customer. That's right, you guys, all over some fast food. The police say this guy just went a little nuts. Not nuts, but I want you guys to see what's going on. I don't really eat out. You guys always asking me where I go to eat. I go in the kitchen. Yo, Bugatti, where you go to eat? The kitchen. Where you get your food from? The supermarket. Who cook it? Me. Because I ain't too quick about people cooking my food because I might have an opinion. And I ain't trying to get pow because my order didn't come out right and I asked them to fix it. Good luck on thank you guys for the love on the purple. We call this Purple Sunday. You guys want to be a co-host and make sure that you're identified the same time while we're doing this on Sunday? Go on over to the store and cop one of our purple t-shirts, our purple sweatshirts that you can cuddle up in and watch the show, girls or guys. We got the ones for men too. We want to get into this Checkers employee situation because this is a really bad situation, you guys. If you do like the research, the fact that we're up at 3 pooling, making sure that we rock out at 6 o'clock, do your boy a favor, double tap the screen because I think that we actually earned it to this point. If you've been here this long, might as well double tap that screen because that means you actually like the show. Let's keep on moving forward, you guys. We got to keep on moving forward. Here we go.
People at a popular tourist spot in Osceola County running for their lives last night after deputies say a Checkers employee shot and killed a customer all over a fast food order. Good evening. I'm Greg Wormuth.
And I'm Martha Sigalski. We first told you on Eyewitness News at 4 that deputies arrested this man, Elijah McKee, for first-degree murder. This all happening in Old Town next to Fun Spot Kissimmee. Channel 9's Scott Martin is live after talking to people who were there. And Scott, this fast food joint is still a crime scene. Hard to believe this is all over in order.
Martha, and that's exactly what people were telling me out here as well, but the crime scene tape still blocking off the drive-through area. In fact, I talked to one man who says that he had just grabbed dinner here at this Checkers before the shooting, and also workers here at some of the rides and amusement rides here tell me that people started running when they heard the gunshots. A Checkers fast food location next to a tourist destination, now an active crime scene.
There were a whole bunch of cops here. Like, it was scary.
A crowded hotspot where Kelvin Lindsay says he picked up dinner Wednesday night at Checkers, later driving by to find the entire area full of law enforcement.
From every entrance, there was more cops. And I was sitting here like, where are all these officers? You know, why they're here? What are they doing? And then when we finally got up to this area, then this was a concentrated area where a lot of officers was at.
Osceola County deputies say an argument between this man, 23-year-old Elijah Mackey, an employee at Checkers, and a customer got into an argument over a food order. That's when investigators say Mackey drew a gun and shot the customer.
It's just crazy. I mean, it's not that serious, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be that serious where you get into an argument and then you wind up taking somebody's life.
People working next to the Checkers tell me they heard gunshots and everyone started running. They shut everything down for the night.
Just thinking about it, I probably would have took off too. And I don't know where I would have took off to, but it's far. So yeah.
Exactly, right?
Mackey was taken into custody Thursday and faces a first-degree murder charge. People we talked to say there's growing gun violence that needs to stop.
People gotta change, like learn how to control your emotions. Like, it's not that serious. A lot of things can get escalated to that point because of misunderstandings.
Yeah, guys, misunderstandings, people getting aggravated, irate, and it's all happened over a food order. So now we got one person that lost their life, another person that's in jail, and no winners in the situation, you guys. Terrible situation. I want to know what you guys have to say about this. Let's go. I'm in the comments. CB says none. They don't cover that because they say it's cosmetic. Okay, what you got? Queen of the Detroit says fast food is dangerously unhealthy for real. Right, Queen? Darren says not circumcised. Okay, what else you got? We got what else we got? We got Weird TX that says Darren, thanks, but no thanks for the advice. I'm just giving to keep the life cause this so okay, keep on going. Max J, is the food that bad? Question mark. Sam says, okay, what else y'all got? Queen says the true crime is eating at Checkers. Good one. Yasser says over minimum wage. It's not even worth it. Exactly. Now he in jail. CB says for most people it costs about $500 for what are y'all talking about? Circumcision. And that's it. What are y'all talking about? Max J says, but how is it food over there? How's the food over there? Witch Doctor says, sometimes you just can't help crazy. There you go. We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. I want to know what you think about this. You live in the United States. Your wife lives in Australia. She comes to visit you. She has trouble at the border, and they telling her if she come back, she might get the watch your head. Actually, they already deported her to the border, and it might come into conflict with you guys' marriage. This is a real pretty bad situation right here where this military wife was detained. She was deported after she went to Honolulu, in the Honolulu airport. She says she doesn't want to come back to the United States, of course, because she may, and also this could possibly affect this woman's marriage right here. We have a certain situation, and sometimes we have unique situations when it comes down to deportations. This is a unique story of a military wife who's been detained and deported to Honolulu. So she was deported because they're saying that her paperwork was denied. Check this out real quick, you guys. Check it out.
A U.S. military wife from Australia is sharing her story after she was detained by border officials at the Honolulu airport.
Our Annalisa Burgos spoke to her about what she's calling the holiday from hell.
Last Sunday, 25-year-old Nicole Sirocos was looking forward to a 3-week vacation in Honolulu with her mom.
That's where my mother and father had their honeymoon, so it held a very sentimental place in her heart.
It was Sirocos' third visit to see her husband Matt, a U.S. Army lieutenant stationed on Oahu. The newlyweds married last December. She said she hadn't had issues before, but this time, U.S. border officials at Honolulu Airport flagged her for additional screening.
He went from completely composed to just yelling at the top of his lungs, telling my mother to go stand at the back of the line and to, excuse my language, shut up. So I automatically started crying because that was my first response.
Sirocco said they were taken to a holding room, their bags and phones were searched, and they were asked a slew of questions. Everything from her work as a former police officer to whether her tattoos were gang-related to her marriage to an American.
When I did say that I was married to somebody in the US Army, the officers laughed at me. They thought it was quite comical. I don't know whether they thought I was telling the truth or not. They kept telling me that I had too many clothes in my suitcase. So because of that, they assumed that I was going to overstay my visa.
Sirocco's was subject to more screening. Her fingerprints and a DNA swab of her mouth were taken, while her mother was free to go. Her heart sunk when officials told her she would be declined entry to the U.S. and deported back to Australia the next day.
And he said, so basically what is going to happen is we're going to send you to a prison overnight where you will stay.
Use the word prison?
Prison. Yes.
Not detention center, but
Not detention center, he said prison. And I automatically I started crying again. Because when you think prison, you think big time criminals. I don't know who I'm being housed with.
Sirocco said officials conducted a body cavity search, walked her through the airport in handcuffs, and drove her to the federal detention center.
They stated, no, you're not under arrest. You haven't done anything wrong and you will be facing no criminal charges.
So why the hell am I at the
So
federal
I was
system?
very confused as to why this was all happening.
At the prison, Sirocco's was strip searched and detained with women who had been convicted of murder and drug offenses. Because she had missed the cutoff for dinner, she was not given food. At no point was she allowed to call her husband or mother.
And I found that so absurd because if I'm going to be there overnight, my right, just as a human being, should be to contact at least one person.
After a sleepless night, she was brought back to the airport the next morning where her mother joined her. Only then was she offered a phone call with her husband.
I think we were both just very emotional. We hadn't spoken to each other in 24 hours. He didn't know where I was or whether I was safe. It's not only myself, it's my mother and my husband that also had to endure that pain. You know, my husband being a current serving member, to serve his country and to be treated in that way, I find very disgusting.
Sirocco's husband is now in Sydney with his wife. She says she wants people to know the risks of traveling to the U.S. now.
It's made it physically impossible for me to even ever enter the United States ever again.
What does that mean for your marriage?
At the time, I felt like my world came crashing down. I felt like my marriage was over when they told me that. And that's something that they've taken away from me as well.
I think she need to get more stuff, go look into it and see what, wait a minute.
Immigration attorneys say detainees are entitled to a phone call if they are held for several
I
hours.
don't care about no damn phone call. Shorty want to know if she going to be able to stay married to her husband. Hell with a phone call. They need a legal lawyer to get on top of this and see what they can get to happen. You guys, we got one more that we need to keep it rolling. I know you want me to come to the comments, but no, I want to ask you a question real quick. You all of a sudden going somewhere and you are, let's say bad situation happened where you got about, let's say $20,000 on you, right? They take it from you, right? Then all of a sudden, couple of months go by, they going back and forth to court. These people that took the $20,000 from you get apprehended. They actually find the money and the police are holding on to the money for too long. I have to even say 2 years, 3 years. So now this case has been over. Guys have already took the charge, took the time, but this person still hasn't gotten their money back. How would you feel about that if you've been robbed a couple of months or years ago and the police is still holding on to seized money? We got this situation for seized money that's being held by the police. It's causing a woman to basically lose her cool. She was robbed years ago and the criminals already got their time. So now she wants to know what's going on with that 20K. What's going on with my dough? I need my money. Now she got to hire lawyers to try to bring them up on civil charges just to get her money back. So she's not even going to be able to get the whole $20,000 back if she does be able to get any of the money back. So everybody from the Carolinas, South Carolina, North Carolina, come on up to the front of the stage and check out this story. This is a Fox Carolina investigation that you probably never heard about. Check it out.
Investigators also look into why the Greenville Police Department seized thousands of dollars after a robbery and is still holding on to the cash years after the crime.
The victim says she was robbed of more than $20,000 in another state. So here's the question. How did it end up with Greenville Police, and why is she still fighting to get it back? To explain, here's Scotty Hunter.
If you're a victim of a crime, you expect the police to help. But Tamia Sims-Irby says they haven't helped her.
It's definitely a nightmare.
Back in 2022, she graduated from high school, moved to Atlanta, and was making a life for herself. That's when 4 men robbed her.
I still have scars from being pistol whipped. It was chaos. It was just too much going on. I was stabbed. I was robbed for a significant amount of money.
They stole thousands of dollars from her and raced back to Greenville. That's when police picked them up and seized the cash. Sims-Irby said the men pleaded guilty in the case back in 2023, and she thought she would get her money back. But 3 years later, it's still in lockup at the Greenville Police Department.
I've been dealing with this for 3 years. I'm 21 today. This happened when I was 18 years old.
She can't understand why her money would still be tied up at the police department, so she hired an attorney and filed this lawsuit to get it back. The only problem, even if she does get it back, Sims-Irby says she won't get all of her money because of legal fees.
Do you feel like you're being victimized again by the police department?
Yes, because it's like, what is y'all issue? Because why won't y'all just give the money back to me?
Sims-Irby tells me she's tried to call the police department over and over again, but has gotten nowhere.
All they're doing is sending me out with a little card, phone numbers on the back. I'm calling. It's hard to reach out. I have to wait days later to get a phone call.
Finally, she says, because they did not want to give the money to the wrong person, she was told to take it to court and get an order from a judge.
Their final solution was file a civil suit. And then when I filed a civil suit, then what?
Fox Carolina Investigates reached out to the Greenville Police Department asking why it's taken so long for the money to be returned, whether the agency believes a court order is needed, and whether it should be on the victim to make that happen. A spokesperson told us the agency would not comment because of the active lawsuit.
It's a unique case.
So we spoke with our legal analyst, Grant Varner, who calls the case complex. He says there are a lot of moving parts at play, but ultimately it comes down to whether Sims-Irby can prove the money is actually hers.
Well, the city of Greenville has an issue. Who do they return this cash to?
What?
How do they get it back in the hands of the rightful owner? And that's difficult to determine. And certainly the city doesn't want to be liable if they give the money back to Ms. Sims-Irby, only for a couple of weeks later someone else come along and say, hey, whoa, that was my money and I can prove it.
He says if the police department believes Sims-Irby got the money through illegal activity, the agency could have filed an intent to seize the cash, but it's unclear if that happened.
I don't see anything that indicates that's in play here or anyone's trying to seize the money.
Speaking of that money, Sims-Irby says whatever she gets will come up short.
With legal fees and trying to get the court involved, now she's going to be losing out on some of the money that originally she says was stolen from her.
I sympathize with her in that aspect. I do not think it's fair that she is going to be penalized trying to recover her funds, right? And it opens a lot of other, the door to a lot of other questions.
Sims-Irby also wants to know why the money is even being held at the Greenville Police Department in the first place. The robbery happened in Atlanta. The men were arrested in Greenville, but then sent back to Atlanta to face the charges.
Her question is, why did Greenville hold on to the money if their cases actually played out in Georgia?
That's a good question.
Somebody in the comments said that they're trying to get the interest off of it. They're trying to do whatever they're trying to do to keep it. You got a lot of comments going on in the comments right now. I know I'd be pissed off if I had $20,000 probably going to buy something. Somebody jacked me for it and I can't get my money back. What if she was going to buy a car or something like that and she needed cash? All right, Darren says, F.R. Arnie, it's because okay, we're going to keep on staying on this topic and that's it. After 3 years, come on, who else could it be? Okay, what else? It's been 3 years and no one else has come forward. Robbed twice. Exactly. Queen says, Jerry, that sounds weird because he doesn't even know you. Okay, keep on going. John for damages. What else you got? They found love. What else you got? Demonetized says, how much money did she have? Was it over 10,000 without any bank receipts? Does she have a job? Question mark. Okay, she needs to sue the city. How about if she was dropping it like it's hot, twerking and working in the club in Atlanta and decided to move on? So I get what you guys are saying about bank receipts and stuff like that, but maybe she had it in singles. Maybe that they knew that she was an exotic dancer and that she probably had that money, so they followed her. So yes, it could be all in US currency. She could have been twerking. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep on moving forward, you guys. We try to keep the energy up, try to keep the laughter going. Do your boy a favor. We've been here since 6 o'clock in the morning, banging you with this heat. Do your boy a favor, double tap that screen and keep those likes going up. Anybody want to like, share, and subscribe, go ahead and become a member to the channel because we all accept that and we appreciate you. That's right, y'all. Purple Sunday. That's what we doing today. We turned up and we got another one for you. Ain't you tired of hearing about these kids getting messed with? Tired of hearing about them getting messed with yesterday about the little girl that was on a bike riding in the park. She got away from her dad and somebody ran up on her. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Y'all gonna be on some, oh, we out of here. We don't know. He's talking too much. Y'all about to miss something big. I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna actually warn the people that be running. I'm gonna warn you guys. If y'all go ahead and leave, y'all are about to miss a great story and you like to see it, here it go. But what I want to ask you guys, if you like the content so far, I've been working since 6 o'clock, actually 3. Double tap that screen to get those likes up so that more people see the content that we have going on. And right now, we have what I call the big payback. Ding, ding, ding. The big payback. Got to believe. The big payback. Because, yeah, what we got going on with this clip right here, he had this individual who tried to run up on and do some bad stuff in California. Come on, California, come to the front of the stage. You guys like the maraschino cherries. Y'all like the good stories. Here we go. I'm telling y'all ahead of time before it even happens. 13-year-old California girl fights off an attacker with jujitsu. That's right, you guys. Someone was smart, said that they're going to invest in their child, and they sent their child to do jujitsu, and some El Fulio tried to run up on this child, and guess what happened? Whoop, whoop, whoop! 13-year-old broke his ankle using jujitsu. Yes, that's right, you guys. We call this one the big payback.
Home from school turning into a terrifying moment for a Carmel by the Sea 13-year-old girl when she was face to face with a man trying to physically assault her. The girl managing to fight him off using jujitsu.
Halfway home, a gentleman was standing in between two cars and he stepped out to punch her in the face.
For 3 years, she has been attending jujitsu classes with Sensei Michael Blackburn at the Carmel Youth Center. Taking what she learned in class into real life to escape her attacker.
She punched him, she wrapped it, got him in a headlock, kneed him a couple of times, spun him around, threw him on the ground, and she had stepped on his foot doing all this, and when she threw him to the ground, she broke his ankle.
She was able to run home and is safe. However, with her attacker still on the loose, her family and police have asked to keep her identity anonymous.
But we're doing everything we can to figure out who this person is that's responsible for what happened.
Carmel police say they do not have a solid lead on the man yet, but have released this sketch of what they believe he looks like.
The person was acting unusual, like potentially under the influence of something or dealing with some other personal issues.
For Sensei Blackburn, it is heartbreaking to know his student was put in this situation, but he is grateful she knew how to defend herself.
I told her we're proud of her, and she did exactly what she was supposed to do. You have to fight in class like you're going to protect yourself on the street.
The 13-year-old girl hoping her story serves as a reminder to other young women that knowing self-defense can save your life.
Yeah.
A walk home from school.
Yeah, that's right. So we're looking for a man that's limping off. Apparently has a broken ankle or something going on with his leg. Calling all cars, calling all cars. That's what we talking about. What y'all got for me in these comments over here? Jeffrey says, well done. Superstar says, yes, sir. Demonetized says, she waxed on and waxed off. There we go. What y'all got over here? Miles Khan says, California, New York, New Jersey. Okay, we're going to keep on going. We got Darren that says, get her to teach some classes to other kids. What else you got? John says, the bada bing, bada boom, chow to the attacker. There you go. Darren says, fast as lightning. Rebecca says, good for her. Natalie says, tough kid. Parents and instructors are proud. Yasa says, everybody was kung fu fighting. He thought he'd run up on a soft suspect, right, you guys? He thought he had a victim. She said, no, you don't. Teach the children, y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all got another one says, Darren says, no parades. What else? Darren says, martial arts training for all children funded by the government. What's brilliant news? Hell yeah, says CB. That's awesome. That's right. Trucker to Brooklyn. Appreciate you, Kendra. That's right. Batty Lynn says, good for her. Yassa, teach your children self-defense. Queen of Detroit says, you can leave, Paul. He damn sure can if he acting up. Darren says, okay, tariffs will kill small businesses. Walmart ain't eating nothing. They passing it on to customers. Thank you for telling the truth, Darren. Yassa says, purple Bugatti, big pimpin'. Queen of Detroit, I sub too, trucker. Thank you. Darren says, outlaw civil forfeit. We need due process. Paul H, this guy is a nothing in a purple suit. And Paul, you can get the hell up out of here. Bong! You already was called out and you got caught. So yes, Paul is no longer with us. Thank you for sending up that Hail Mary. Boom, because your boy came and slam dunked it. That's how we get down over here. Let's get rid of the riffraff. Let's stay on topic because you know what we do over here. We don't play. We work too hard. And the ones that appreciate us, we appreciate you. So right now, we're going to ask you guys to double tap that screen and get those likes up. If you're not already a member, go ahead and it's your time to do so. Like the video. Also, you can go ahead and share with other people because we be turning up over here, you guys. Also, I want you guys to become a member, subscribe to the channel because this way you get to come on every day and you get to see the content all the time. Right after the show, all I do is pool, get ready to do another thumbnail, and we get ready for tomorrow morning. It's consistent. We do this every single day. I want you guys to be a part of it. And also, if you guys trying to make some money, all you got to do now is go on to the description, find yourself one of those surveys that I made sure was really healthy. One is for $200. The other one is for $250. That's right. 2 surveys in there today. Go ahead and make yourself some money. Why not? If you got a business, you might be a groomer, mobile barber. I don't know what you do. You could be a chef, whatever you got going on. Send your flyers into bridgethisllc@gmail.com. We're going to put it up in the post section so that all of our people here, all 32,000 subscribers, can see your flyer and your information. And maybe it'll run up some more business for you guys over where you're at. Because in New York, what we got going on is the Show Your Talent search, and it's coming up real soon, you guys. I know I keep talking about it, but we got to get more people onto it. We finally have many more people that's joining. How are they joining, Bugatti? They're going over to www.drinkbigdrip.com. They're going down into the join member section. They're putting their name in there, making sure that they're 21 and older, and they're going ahead and joining to be a part of the Show Your Talent search. That's going to be starting in New York, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, Staten Island. You guys come out, show your talent. Each borough, boom, you win $250. After we get every winner from every borough, we come together for our new location in Delancey Street that we just secured. Delancey Street. Delancey Street. Delancey Street. The story can't be beat. That's right. That's where the final location is going to be. So the last person that's actually going to win, the finalist, is going to win what? $1,000, you guys. That's right, $1,000 in cash for the Show Your Talent search. How do I know? Because I'm going to be the host. Your boy Bugatti NYC is the host, and it's sponsored by Big Drip Hard Punch. Big Drip Hard Punch, 14% alcohol by volume. Got to be 21 or older to be a part of the show because alcohol is involved. Also, you guys, go ahead and go out. Look for that purple punch, that 4-pack, that 1-pack. Big Drip Hard Punch, 14% alcohol. Grape, raspberry, a hint of lemon, 14%. All you need is one can. $3.99. It's in the can, available now. And that's what we're pushing because that's our sponsor. Got another sponsor coming up soon, Microphone Guys, but once they get right, we'll start talking. Now, without any further ado, you guys, what do I want you to do? What point are we at today? I want you guys to stop worrying about problems because you were woken up today. You have another chance to get out there and move forward and make it happen for yourself. Every day that we get another chance to move forward is just that. Yes, problems are always going to be there, but problems present opportunities, and we use those problems to figure it out. What's my problem? I need this. It already told you the answer. Just focus on the answer and get moving to what you got to get to. Stay focused on what you guys got to get. Stay good, stay healthy. Drink some water. Get some air, take care of yourself, and get out there today, and don't let nobody tell you you can't do it, because you know that you can if you keep on pushing. Let's stay positive, you guys. I really have a fantastic time when I come here. I could be feeling terrible, but I love it being here and giving you guys this energy and doing this every day. And last but not least, what do we have right here? We've got Harley, who sent Boogotti NYC a gift of a membership. Now we got Harley. That's a member of the show, and we thank you so much. Everybody, we're looking to get to 100,000 members, 100,000 subscribers. I'm not even going to lie. I'm not going to be happy until I see the plaque on the wall. I put a lot of work in, and I want that plaque. It's your boy, Boogotti NYC, and I always tell you, y'all could have went anywhere. But the fact of the matter that you came here to chill with me, I appreciate you on Purple Sunday, y'all. So until tomorrow, y'all already know what it is. See y'all tomorrow, y'all. Get 'em! One. Ha ha.